Is it all right to jump the queue? Now, we used to be famed for our ability to form an orderly queue, didn't we? It used to be something that we were celebrated for all over the world. We would always find a queue and stand in it. Sometimes we didn't even know why we were queuing, but we would just meekly stand in line and wait our turn. It's considered the ultimate social misdemeanour to jump a queue by almost 3/4 of Brits. But according to a brand new survey, more than half of Gen Z say pushing in front of people is acceptable. 1 in 5 of them aged 18 to 29 say they have no qualms at all about jumping a queue. In the Times today, writer Esme Gordon-Craig defended her generation. She says that after growing up in a world of online ordering and instant payments, queuing just is not part of their DNA. And she says that she has found plenty of bars that are happy to let a group of 22-year-old women barge in front of older queuers. I've read the piece, actually. She also says that she's very often on her phone and she's so busy looking at her phone, she just walks straight to the front of anything, just straight up to the front, without even realising or caring that there are a whole load of people waiting patiently to get to the front. So, Hannah?
Well, I'm of the opinion that if you don't ask, you don't get. I don't know if you've been in a pub recently, but it's impossible to get served unless you wheedle your way to the front, make eye contact with that bar manager and wave a £10 note around. I mean, it's absolute chaos. I've also, you know, I go into lots of showbiz parties for my job. If I don't get in there and find out the action, I'm going to miss the scoop. So I often have to sneak into the front of the queue and...
Do you sneak or do you barge?
Depends how panicked I am, Vanessa.
I mean, will you use elbows? What will you do to get to the front?
You sometimes use a little sharp elbow if you need to.
Or you try me not to go out with you. Oh, no, I should go out with you.
Oh, my gosh. We had Hannah there say she does it frequently. She's got sharp little elbows. She'll get herself to the front to get a drink. She'll get herself to the front to land a story.
I'm going out with her.
Yes, I think we all better go out with her and see how she does it. But Albie is horrified.
I'm horrified.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely... When Hannah was talking about queue jumping, barging people with her elbows,
yes.
I felt like I was going to jump out of my skin. It just feels so un-British. And whenever I go on holiday and I go somewhere where the queuing's not as cultural as it is in the UK, it's just absolute chaos. I don't know how they do it. So, no, I'm disappointed in Gen Z.
But, Hannah, I think we've got to get the right context of the queue. There's one thing going to a showbiz party or, like, trying to get to the front of the bar. Would you do that in a post office queue with your sharp elbows? Would you be literally throwing people with their parcels?
No, but you don't always have to
flying?
use. You don't have to use brute force. You can use language.
So you would?
What I would say, if I was just buying like a glass of water, but like, I'm really running late for a train, can I just quickly pay for this? I think I've actually done that before, actually.
But the post office, that's a different.
I know, but if you're in a rush, you're in a rush.
I think the whole thing's absolutely astounding. I'm astounded by it. Really am. And I thought you said something really excellent during the break, because you said traditional virtues have become less desirable.
I think because everything's so instantaneous now, you know, as you say, online, instant food, instant sort of gratification, instant entertainment, instant, that there are some attributes that are just by their very nature have to be eroded, like patience. You know, I think patience, because I notice it with my kids, you know, there's less patience because it's all on hand. There used to be a very good saying, which was, patience is a virtue, virtue is a grace, and grace is a little girl who wouldn't wash her face. Oh my gosh, that ages.
Gosh, let's go to Lynn in Essex. Lynn, what do you think about queue jumpers?
I think baby boomers will push Generation X out of the way. because we were brought up in an era where you queued, you waited your time, we were polite, proper. And today, I've got grandchildren, all that sort of age group, and I try and install the old-fashioned virtues on them. But so many times, like in the queue, someone will walk up and I just tap them on the shoulder and say, the queue's at that end. And they always apologise and go to the back of the queue.
I've got to say, so do I. I will always square up to anyone who starts. Yeah, I definitely will.
Oh, I'd love to see
I say, excuse me, you're over there. 100%. Because if they're, usually, you know, they're not going to punch you in the head, you know, so you can be quite brave. But you can send them back where they deserve to be, which is at the back, right, Lynn?
Absolutely. Because the thing is, can you imagine if everyone was to push in at the front of the queue?
Okay, I'm just gonna rat on my guest here. Guess what Hannah said during the break? She said she's even occasionally pretended to be a speedy boarder when she's not really a speedy boarder. She's been a faux shocking.
I know, but we all know how terrible EasyJet and Ryanair are, so I think it's
Well,
okay to take
even
them back.
worse. I'm going to rat you in even more.
It's terrible.
Is the post office.
The post office she would push.
I presume that the post office, because that's a whole different ball game. Because
Yeah.
you all spend 9 hours in the post office queue, at least, don't you?
Yes.
But Hannah's got a way, she thinks, of maybe people. I mean, you wouldn't. Elbow
What
them.
would you say to someone at the front of the post office queue if you wanted to get in front of them?
I'd just say I was in a rush and I needed to catch a train.
Oh my gosh, we're
I
all
usually
in a
am in a
rush.
rush.
Everyone's in a rush. Let's go to Sophie in Berkshire. Sophie, what do you think about this? What's going wrong?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit disgusting, to be honest, because whose time is more precious than anybody else's time?
Totally agree.
You know, what gives you the right
Hannah's
to...
time.
I think you're absolutely right. Would you say something if somebody was pushing in front of you in a queue, Sophie?
I don't know, because I'm quite sort of empathetic to people. I would say, oh, sorry, I am queuing. That's what I would say. So I'm queuing. And then sometimes they do say, oh, well, I didn't know that you were queuing. And then they carry on standing in front of me, and I'm just like, get lost.
Get thee behind me, Satan. How dare you come in front of me in the queue? I am waiting. You are waiting. Get back there. And also, it's all about, you say outdated values. How about good manners?
Yes.
Politeness and all that kind of stuff, consideration and everything. And also, they got there first. That's why they're in front of you, Hannah. Hannah's actually a delightful person. Very nice. She's been beautifully brought up. Her parents are hardworking and charming. Don't pick on her. She's had to be the voice of a generation, not her fault. Thank you so much, Ronni. It's been lovely to have you. Hannah, you've been great, very honest and very sweet too. Thank you very much. Albie, you've been all right. No, you've been lovely. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for all your calls.